Can I tell you guys a couple of stories real quick? I want to tell you the story of this car. This car is pretty much a one-owner car. You gonna put the truck in first? I'm gonna try to tell the story of this car as cool as you told it. So this car is an old wrestling promoter's car. This is actually really cool. So I checked this out. This car has alligator skin interior. Look at this. Even the oh shit handles are alligator skin. Suicide doors. So this is the type of car that people will drag out of the woods and say is worthless, right? But I have a friend named Bo who sees this stuff and he just sees the gold in it. Not only does he see the gold in it, he helps me see the gold in it. And then he has taught me so much about restoring these old cars and how to manufacture all this. Look at this, all the sledge in the engine. See this? Look at that. You know what the coolest thing about this is? We'll take this car and we'll make it look new again. So this car was an old wrestling promoter's car. Back in the day when wrestling was kind of, I wonder if they were smoking a cigarette and it lit on fire right there. But back when wrestling was regional and they used to do a lot of regional promotion shows, this was one of the big promoters in one of the northern shows' mother's car. So this is what he bought her when he wanted to deck her out and have her flaunting around town to show off how important her son was. And it's pretty cool that they the champion windshields in two different pieces. Look at this thing, man. Look at the gas pedal and the brake pedal. How crazy is that? Look at this. So what we'll do is we'll take this car and we'll make it new. And I don't know how long it'll take, it doesn't matter. But there's not a lot of rust on it. Man, this thing is just too cool. So I thought the alligator seats were one of the coolest things. So I want to show you guys something else. Another really cool car that I like anyway. You guys don't have to like it, but let me show you guys. Have you ever seen the movie Cars? Ever? So in the movie Cars, there's the Hudson Hornet, right? So the Hudson Hornet, of its time in 48 NASCAR circuit races, it won 40 of the ones that it entered. 40 out of 48. So that's a pretty good record. But look at this thing. So if you've ever seen the movie Cars, again, this is the old 52 Hudson Hornet right here. Cool emblem there. Look at this. Awesome little emblem, and that's actually the Hornet. And again, this may not be anything cool to you, but I can tell you this. This is a piece of history. And to have people out here in the world that still look at this stuff and don't want to let it go. They look at this stuff and they don't want to let it go. So this is the coolest part about this car. This is a 1952 and it came with the most expensive package in it that you could possibly get in this car of that time. Came with the all chrome dash. Look at that. That's all chrome on the steering wheel. All these little, look at this. Where are you gonna see an air conditioning on a 1952 car? How crazy is that? Electric radio, everything had to have an ashtray and a cigarette lighter back then. Blinkers, trim pack. I mean, the trim package on this, look, there's designs in the upholstery. That was super fancy back then. That's something also, something I thought was really cool. You see these back windows? If you look in there, there's a lever. That back window actually opens and closes, so it vents. It's a vented window. So again, look at all the chrome trim. and it's still in really good condition. There's a couple of dents and dings, but the detail around the gas, even designs in the tail lights. Man, this thing is too cool. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of other really cool cars, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I've worked on. So I've worked on this quite a bit. This is one that he's had for a while. I worked on it back when he first got it, the original engine and all was in it, and we did some work to it back then. But this one's really cool too. I can't get the door open on this one. It has suicide doors. But one of the ones that I really want to show you that is really, really cool to me. Now, this is one that I actually learned how to cut a frame and do different things to it. So this truck actually I put a little bit of sweat and work into with Bo, and this is, I took some videos of this while we were doing it and pictures of it while we were doing it. So it's still just a really cool, what we did, the bed's on it now, but what we did was cut the frame and lowered it and then slammed it to the ground. And there's obviously some more stuff. He hasn't finished this project either, but how much do you think this got lowered altogether?
7.5 inches.
What year was this one?
61 Apache.
Cool.
47 Mercury.
I haven't seen the 47 Mercury. You're better at telling the story about it. What's the story behind this one?
This is a 47 Mercury 2-door coupe. It's actually going to go, the entire body, the floor's rust free. The entire body's going to come off of this car and get transplanted onto a modified Crown Vic. So it'll have Hotchkiss suspension. It's a P71 Interceptor, so it'll have Hotchkiss suspension, disc brakes all around.
Is that a common swap where they do that?
It's more common for the trucks to get that than it is for the cars, but because that chassis, even though the Crown Vic is a 4-door, the chassis is 4 inches too short. So I'll have to lengthen the chassis on the car, and then the track width is 6 inches too wide to fit under this car. So this car is actually going to get the fender rip right here and then straight down on front and rear, and it'll be stretched 6 inches total width. So it'll be a wide body 47 Mercury with a modern supercharged V8 in it, disc brakes, Hotchkiss suspension, and all those good components in it.
And it takes a special kind of person to see this behind somebody's house and then just go, yep, I'm gonna do that with it. And I don't know where he thinks of this shit, but I sure love it when he teaches me about it. And we kind of put some work into that one, which was really fun. I think you had just got those rims were still in the box when...
Yeah, no, I painted them. So they're painted hammered copper.
Mm-hmm.
All of the airlines on this truck are copper.
Oh yeah, I remember you had all the airlines running copper.
So if you look in the ceiling of the truck, that's where all the air ride controls are. It's all manual. It's all manual pneumatic gauges, and it's all ran on copper, which is not unique or not
I didn't
common.
even know that you put a old park bench in here.
I didn't. I built that by hand.
Really?
Yep. And then these wheels are painted to match the copper.
So check this out.
Look at this right here. So to finish off the wheel effect, it'll have just little baby moon smooth hip cups on it.
I love, one of my favorite types of style rims is the cop style rims with just that silver hubcap and the black, but that's pretty cool. So you just built this.
I built that seat from a flat piece of metal.
And it's just a...
So these pieces I cut out with a plasma cutter and then filled and welded the whole thing. It sat outside instead of being inside the shop for a little while, so it's got surface patina in it.
That's all right.
But you see the floor, this is all 1/4 inch thick steel. It's all welded and smooth. And I've collected license plates for years. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the license plates and just kind of lace them and pop rivet them in the floor so it will have the visual appearance that the license plates are holding the floor together, when in all reality it's just covering up a very rigid structure.
This is an artist right here who nobody really knows about because he's always busy doing shit like this. I found him hiding in the shop.
Where you belong.
Yeah, where I belong. And this is just this is the type of person that can't help himself. He He does most of the work he does for other people. Most of the work he does. This one's for your daughter still, right?
Actually, the 6-year-old now wants the 47.
Oh, she wants a 47. So his daughter's 6 years old. And then this one he actually got for his dad. This was his dad's mom's dream car, which is super cool. 66 Mustang. And numbers match, which is really important when it comes to a Mustang collector. Underneath that, this is something I've taken pictures and videos of before when we were tinkering with it. This actually used to have a SPT Type R Cobra Mustang engine in it. I'm actually probably going to send this to Bubby just so he knows that there's something else like this. So this has been out of commission, and this is what I'm going to try to help him do, is get some of this stuff out and sold. So all these things are too cool. I knew that he had all this stuff, and I knew that most of what he has he built for somebody else, tried to sell to him, and he got screwed out of a lot of stuff, and he ended up with these projects. And I'm gonna try to help him get some of these things up and out. So if you guys happen to know anybody who needs an awesome custom car, and when I say these things are built from the ground up, they are stripped down to the body, all the way down, then you guys just hit me up, you know, because this right here, custom car building, is something that he's the artist. I just love to help him. This thing here, I just want you to see, this is a 2008 CBR R1000, and this thing here is going to be the guts and balls for that right there, which is gonna be the nastiest go-kart you're ever gonna be able to see. And I also want to show you this. So this is a Lamborghini body, and there's something for that too. There is something for the Lamborghini body too, and if you go back in the video, you'll get to see that. So this is the person that has helped me a lot in life, and you guys may look at this guy's situation and you guys may think, oh, look at all that stuff he has. You guys have no idea how hard this guy works and asks for nothing, and most of what he has is what he's stuck with after helping other people with stuff. He sees these old cars and he goes out and he tries to help people, because what he does is he gets phone calls and somebody says, hey, I got a friend that has this old car he's trying to get rid of. He doesn't need any more cars, man. The reason he goes out and he does stuff like this is because most of the time people tell him a story and he wants to give them something. I know this guy, and I'm gonna promote this post, and I didn't know if I was gonna make a video about all this stuff, but this is what that Lamborghini body is gonna go on. And he bought this car for somebody else. And then it turned into a project for him because he's an artist. This guy is a real artist. Bo, when I say he takes the junkiest thing you could think of, the thing that we were all gonna throw away. Look at this. All this wood that you're looking at that he built this out of, you guys probably think, oh, look at all this wood he has. He built this. Man, how's he buying all this wood in the process of a recession, right? He must have plenty. What do you notice about this wood? Him and I have a lot of common interest. See, I'm good at taking trees down and tree work and chainsaws, and I'm good at engines. I'm good at fixing stuff. Him and I have a lot of common interests. He's a visionary, man. This guy here is, if you guys needed a custom car built, or if you wanted something cool, or if you saw something in this video and you're really looking at just something unique, you want something and you have a vision and you want an artist to build you something truly unique, this guy doesn't promote business. He does all this stuff behind the tape, behind the curtain. Nobody ever asked him or he never asked anybody for anything. He's having some problems right now where he's a mechanic. He works at Waste Management. He's a good mechanic. And he's out on work comp right now. He got hurt. He got injured at work. He had an airbag blow up in his face. And he's been out of work, and he's trying to get some projects done, and he's trying to get some stuff done. And that's what I'm here for, is to try to help him. And I'm going to promote this video. And all I look at is the type of person he is, and I know what he has because he works hard. And I said, I'm going to come down here. And even if I didn't know what I was going to do when I got down here, I didn't. But now that I see that he's got all this stuff for tree work, this works perfectly for me. So I can help him now. Now I know how I can help him. See all this stuff? He has everything that I don't have for a tree company. So I'm going to promote this again. If you need some tree work done, you hit me up. I'm ISA certified. I'm highly educated, highly trained. I'm very good at what I do. You can check my resume. I'd be glad to send it to you. And then I also want to help promote this. We build cars. We build custom cars that are really cool. And most of the time, those cars end up getting torn down and rebuilt. Some of these cars, that Charger right there, I think this thing's been rebuilt probably 2 or 3 times. That Nissan 240SX I showed you, it's been built several times. Him and I have been in that car several times. And he buys these cars, and then he puts so much work and time and art and artistry into them that it's very hard for him to get rid of them. He's just an artist, man. He really is. And he's struggling a little bit, but I'm going to do everything I can in my power to help him, because he's a good friend of mine, and he's one of the best people I know. So to be able to keep what I have, I'm going to try to give him something, and then I'm going to go find somebody else. So thanks for listening to my video. I appreciate you guys. Go visit tokeepwegive.com, and you can reach out to me there if you want to know more about this business or mine and what we're doing here. Thank you.